My name is Robert, and this is my story of life changed through Christ. By looking at me, you wouldn't be able to tell how truly messed up I am. I'm a functioning addict and alcoholic. I was raised Catholic my entire life. I went to Catholic church. However, never felt comfortable in the Catholic church, and I never felt a connection with God or community in the Catholic church. In June 2015, I faced a very tragic loss of my father that I never really got to know from my own doing. And then in October of that same year, I suffered a massive stroke that left me paralyzed on my right side. After recovery from my stroke, I started to engage in very risky behaviors that I had always engaged in. However, it got much worse. After recovery, I started drinking heavily every night, all day on the weekends. I started abusing prescription drugs, engaging in promiscuous behaviors, and other self-destructive behaviors, massive overspending. And I was in such a depression that I was just ready to end it all. In June 2017, I tried to seek out professional mental health counseling and treatment. However, that didn't stop any of the risky behaviors, self-destructive behaviors that I was engaging in. I thought maybe trying Buddhism or Islam or Judaism. However, that wasn't changing anything either. And then one day I came home and there was a flyer on my door, and I thought it was from the Jehovah's Witnesses again, who were always catching me at my worst and knocking on my door at all hours of the day to invite me to church. But instead of just throwing it away as a piece of junk mail, I actually read it, and it was an invitation to a new church that was right behind my house. And I felt that if there was a God, then this must be a sign from him that I need to attend church. So on September 24th is the first time that I entered Lifehouse. Immediately when I walked through the door, there was an outpouring of love and grace that I had never felt before, and I enjoyed the service. And I went home that afternoon and just felt calmer than I had ever felt in years. And I felt moved to email Pastor John my confession, my entire life confession of everything, every wrongdoing and self-destructive behavior that I was engaging in. And the response that I received was not what I had expected. It wasn't "you're going to hell" or "you must change your ways right now." It was accepting and love and hope, and inviting me to come back the following Sunday, which I did. And without even introducing myself or letting him know who I was, he knew who I was and was excited to have me there. He asked me if I had joined a life group, and after that I joined my first men's Bible study. After that, each week I just got more and more of a burning desire for Christ. The people that I met at the church, in life group, Carrie Jones will check on you if you miss any sort of engagement. In one night in October, I was just writing down a series of questions that if I ever had the opportunity to ask Pastor John, I wanted to ask him. And they were just about questions about life and God and everything. If my dad is in heaven. And on December 3rd, without ever having the opportunity to personally ask Pastor John these questions, his sermon answered every one of my questions, and most importantly, stop asking God for a sign and forgive yourself, which is something, and stop condemning yourself, which is something that I had been doing for years. And the entire service, I cried just because it hit on so many more points and that really affected me. And when it was time to dedicate my life to Christ, it wasn't even a question. After that, I got baptized on December 31st. I still continue to learn more about God and His grace each week. I have a new church family and that just love and where I feel at home. And I really do think that if it weren't for Lifehouse, then I wouldn't be here today.